Hello guys, welcome to a new video on Tower of God New World. And in this video I'm going to give you guys my first impression on Compressed Rock. I already talked a bit about him in the previous pool video, but still I just wanted to go in more detail in this one. So let's just open the character page here. You will notice that I have one more copy because I got him from the free pools. So yeah, that's why. And that's really good. Actually, I was really happy about it. But yeah, okay, let's just go over the skills and try not to like get this video to 20 minutes long. I hope I can get it to just 10 or so, and that would be great. So the passive is already a really great skill. To be honest, like all of these guys' skills are quite good. They have a lot of scaling, other than probably this one. Yeah, other than this one, all the other skills are quite stacked, I would say. And the passive is good. I don't know why they have to mention that the projectiles are ignoring enemies in their path. That was pretty much obvious to me. I mean, the basic attack is single target and is going to focus the target of the attack. It's not going to hit enemies that are in the middle. So I don't know why they had to specify that, but okay. Then this part is really huge. Whenever this guy deals a basic attack crit hit, is going to deal 200% of his attack as additional damage. Really good, because this guy is going to crit like crazy. So this is a great passive. And then whenever an enemy is below 40%, Compressed Rock is going to lock onto them and just start attacking them. This is also really good to get rid of like the low HP units so that they are out of the fight immediately. If there are multiple enemies marked with like that could be marked, so below 40% HP, he will choose the one with the lowest HP. Okay, makes sense. And yeah, if the target goes above 40% and gets eliminated, he will look for a different target. Makes sense. So that's all for the passive. It's quite good, and I like also the prioritization on low HP enemies. So it's nice. Then we have the banana skill, and this one is quite good. So it's going to be immune to status effects. That's the same effect we already knew about from like the previous skills that were in the game. So they left the status effect immunity, which I really like, and they changed the swiftness increase into a physical pierce increase by 40% for 8 seconds. So not bad at all. The additional physical pierce will definitely help, and he also has another source of physical pierce. So really interesting. Then we have whenever he's hit by a status effect while immune to them, he's going to get 160 energy. Really, really good as well. So that he can start spamming the Mad Shocker skill. I mean, he is a ranged unit. It is kind of difficult for him to get hit by a status effect. So I don't know. We will have to see exactly how many times you can recover energy, but that's definitely a nice addition. Then we have Power Shock. This skill is quite good. The scaling is low, but that's pretty much the case also for the special skill, to be honest. But that's not a problem at all because this guy is going to stun. Sorry, no, he's going to crit a lot. He's going to have high amounts of physical pierce. So this scaling is actually a lot higher than this. So yeah, I kind of get why they had to reduce the scaling on his skills overall, but it's fine. And then the attacks on the enemies that were hit by the spear, like on the enemy that was hit by the spear, is going to be like Rock is always going to do crit hits against those enemies for 8 seconds. So overall, pretty nice. I think you already have quite an high amount of crit rate that you won't really take advantage of this part of the skill, but nonetheless is quite good. Then we have the special skill, and this one is really, really good. So he's going to deal 1100 damage on an AoE. The AoE is not too bad. It's not like Hiwa level or Datauric level, but still is quite nice. You can hit most of the enemies with it. And the damage is only 1100, is quite low compared to other SSR units like SSR special moves, but still with the crit rate increase, crit damage increase, and physical pierce increase, this is definitely enough. Then if the enemy is below 40% HP, he is also going to deal 400% more on top, so it's going to be 1500%. Not bad at all. So this was all for the skills. Let's have a look at the exclusive equipment, which is so stacked, it's crazy. So the new stat that you're getting here is crit rate. So if you take this exclusive equipment to plus 40, you have 10% crit rate. That's great. If you have it unlocked, obviously if you take it to plus 40, you have it unlocked. So you get additional 10% crit rate, so a total of 20% plus 30% crit damage, like for free, just from level 1. Okay. But it gets even better because you get physical pierce every time your basic attacks result in a crit hit. This pierce lasts for 5 seconds and stacks up to 5 times. So you can have 50% physical pierce plus the 40% from the banana skill. So it's 90% physical pierce that this guy has like innately. Is crazy. Then level 3 skill is just an increase in crit damage for every enemy hit by the special skill for 10 seconds. This one, not sure how high you can stack it, like max stacks is 10. If you can cast 2 special skills in 10 seconds and all the enemies are alive, which is probably unlikely, I don't know, you can get to the 50%. Otherwise, after one special skill, you're just going to get 25% crit damage increase, which is still quite a nice amount. Then we have level 4, Rock Swiftness increases by 30 and attack by 50% while a Hunter's Mark from the Hunter skill is active. So while this passive is in effect, this guy is going to get additional Swiftness and additional attack. This is just really, really stacked, to be honest. It's really crazy. So yeah, Compressed Rack is way better than I was expecting and is not EVA level, I would say, but not that far below. I'm not sure if I would recommend him as a third DPS over Kun Ran, to be honest, because Kun Ran has elemental advantage against red enemies that are quite annoying in certain cases, but yellow has the advantage of not having, like, the worst case scenario, it will always deal base damage. So it's not a bad pick. Like if you are against purple and you are at numerical disadvantage, so you have disadvantage against them, you're still going to do base damage the same you would deal to a blue, red, or green guy. So I would say he's pretty solid and you can use him in a lot of scenarios. Way more than Kun Ran probably. But still, I think Kun Ran is preferable as a third DPS. I'm not sure yet. This is just the first impression. I will let you know after I play a bit more with him. I could even say like Hiwa Joaquin as the first 2 carries, and then you should go with Compressed Rack. I don't know. We will see like later on. But for now, just be aware that this guy is actually a really good DPS. So yeah, quite happy about Compressed Rack. And obviously for the report, you want to take the report to level 6. That's a given. This guy is a main DPS, so yeah, that's quite obvious. And yeah, let's just talk about, well, the gear. Here there is really not much to say. It's pretty much the same as for every single ranged unit or DPS unit. You want to focus on accuracy as much as possible. We only have slot 1 in this case, so we want to focus on slot 1 first, and then we can get the increase in crit rate and crit damage because this guy scales a lot with crit rate, and crit damage is definitely nice. And the last 2, just up to you whenever you want to upgrade them. They are lower priority if you don't have a lot of resources. If you're already late into the game, this point won't even matter to you because you're just going to take everything to plus 5, no problem. So yeah. Then if we look at the ignition weapon, this is where it gets, well, it's not tricky. I mean, this set you want to run is the L set. There is really no other option, to be honest, with him. And it works really well because it helps with the stacking. The attack speed is definitely good. And the set of 4 effect is good. Is a ranged unit, is not going to get hit. If you find yourself with, like, if you find that your rack is getting hit a lot, it could be worth to go 2-piece of the L set and 2-piece of the Doris set for the additional swiftness to maximize as much as possible the cast of the skills and the basic attack frequency. But I would still say 4 pieces of the L set are better. Then if we go over the main stats for slot 4 and slot 5, which is the only other like concern that we have about the ignition weapons, or the only other doubt. And slot 4, definitely crit damage, there is no doubt about it. And the only variable would be slot 5. I don't know if you would rather go with crit rate or physical pierce, because you already get 20% crit rate from the gear, basically 19.5. Then you get 20% from the Exusi equipment alone, so the level 0, the level 1 and the plus 40 effects. So it's 20% crit rate there. You're already at 40% minimum. So I would say if you want to go for a crit rate main stat here, which definitely makes sense because you also have like 90% pierce, so the additional 40% is less relevant. And this guy gets a lot of benefits from high crit rate. He also has a lot of crit damage to stack and to benefit from the crit rate. So this is one of the cases I would say crit rate is probably better. You want to get this guy as close as possible to 100%, but you will easily go way beyond that, to be honest. So I would say go for crit rate main stat, but then on all other pieces you don't want to see a lot of rolls of crit rate. Like maybe on one piece is fine, but not more, because otherwise you're just going to overcap it for no reason. And I would say in all other pieces look for crit damage and physical pierce, and then your rack will be a monster. Yeah, guys, I would say that was pretty much all for Compressed Rack, and soon I will also release a video on Punisher Ran. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And please, if you like the video, drop a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.